What's up? Welcome into the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody for tuning into this video. Got some rumors to hit you guys up on, including some beef between a former Chief and a current Chief. We'll hit that here in a little bit. But could Cam Newton be an option as a backup quarterback to Patrick Mahomes? Cam Newton recently said that he is open and willing to being a backup quarterback, although he maintains he is a top 32 quarterback in the world. Here are the quarterbacks he said he would be a backup to. He mentioned Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields. He also mentioned Tua Tagovailoa. He said Malik Willis, who isn't even a starting quarterback. He's the backup to Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee, but that's neither here nor there. C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, and Anthony Richardson were three rookies he said he'd be willing to be a backup to. Jalen Hurts, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Sam Howell. I think he mentioned Howell because his former coach, Ron Rivera, is the head coach in Washington. He didn't mention Patrick Mahomes, but I do wonder if Mahomes and the Chiefs could be a potential landing spot for Cam Newton after Chad Henne retired. Now, you look at Cam's career stats, he's had a pretty good career, guy, right around 60%. Never the most accurate quarterback, but his dual threat ability made him very dynamic. Almost 6,000 career rushing yards, 75 career rushing touchdowns, almost 200 yards or 200 touchdowns passing as well. But then you take it a step further and you're like, okay, what has he done recently? Well, last 4 years, decent year in 2018, but since then, the last four specifically, because he didn't even play in 2019 played in 2 games. 2020, he was the Patriots starter for most of that season, didn't even throw for 10 touchdowns. 2021, he played in a few games. This past year, he didn't play at all. Cam Newton simply isn't what he once was. He can, go on podcasts and say, yeah, there aren't 32 quarterbacks better than me, but I actually think there are. Now, I don't think there's 64 better than him. I do think he could be a valuable backup, hell, even a Taysom Hill type of guy who occasionally got playing time as a high-level backup, but he's not a starting quarterback. Now, when it comes to the Chiefs, though, you do kind of look at this and you're like, okay, maybe Cam Newton could make sense here. Obviously, Mahomes is going to be the starter for this team until he decides to retire. But Shane Buechele has been a third-string QB as a 2021 UDFA the past couple of years. He's going to get a chance to be the backup, but I think bringing in competition for him makes sense. Chris Olodokun was a UDFA last year. He's very much a project. So I do think at some point the Chiefs will either draft or sign a quarterback to join this QB room. Could Cam Newton be that guy? Or do you think Shane Buechele is ready for the promotion? What do you guys think? Pick a backup for Patrick Mahomes. Type SB for Shane Buechele. Type CN for Cam Newton. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. If you think it's Buechele, type SB. Or if you'd rather have Cam Newton as the backup, go ahead and type CN. All right, next up is that beef I had alluded to. Tyreek Hill hopped on Sports Radio 810 in Kansas City and kind of called out the Chiefs Kingdom, Arrowhead Stadium, said he's going to be the Chiefs' worst enemy in 2023 when the Dolphins come to town. Here's what he had to say in further quote, Chiefs Kingdom, when the Miami Dolphins come to Arrowhead Stadium this year, guess what we going to do? Guess what we going to do? I hate to say it, man. I hate to throw up the peace sign against y'all. I hate to do it, but guess what? I'm going to be y'all's worst enemy that day. I'm going to be y'all's worst enemy that day. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Tyreek Hill misses being a Chief. Now, he's not missing too much because he got $30 million per year from Miami, and Brett Veach was only going to top out at $25 million. So he got paid. He got what he wanted more than anything else, but he misses playing with Mahomes and in Kansas City and being a part of Chiefs Kingdom. There's just no doubt. The amount of times he has brought up the Chiefs just unannounced is just funny at this point. Like Tyreek Hill knows how special it is in Chiefs Kingdom right now. Now, again, he got paid. He had a great year last year with the Miami Dolphins with 1,700 yards and 7 touchdowns. But come on, man, going from Mahomes to Tua, and I actually like Tua more than most people, but it's just not the same. He is not gonna have the winning success to the level that he's had in Kansas City prior. Now, what I did find interesting from this interview as well is he says he's finishing out this contract the next 3 seasons, then he's done. He says he's going to retire. He's played 7 years in the NFL, 6 with the Chiefs, 1 with the Dolphins, says he's going to finish out this contract, then retire. And I was like, really? That's interesting. Says he wants to do some other stuff in life, start a esports team, which he says he's in the process of doing. He's a big gamer, so that doesn't surprise me, but we'll see if he actually retires after year 10. Now, Chris Jones got involved in on the action. He said the only peace sign he's throwing up is walking to the bus after the game, so a little trash talk going on from Stone Cold Jones back to his former teammate in Tyreek Hill. There's just simply no chance the Chiefs lose that game, especially not now. And quite frankly, I think this could be the opening Thursday night game of the 2022 or 2023 NFL season. The defending champs always play at home to start the year. I definitely could see a scenario where that is the game where Tyreek Hill makes his return to Arrowhead Stadium. And now he's added fuel to this fire. Watch out, because Kansas City's going to come out very focused and try and drop the hammer on Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins. Who's excited for next season? If you are, like this video, hit that like button. How can you not be? Defending Super Bowl champs, going for a third Lombardi in 5 seasons. If you're not excited for next season, I don't know how you couldn't be. So go ahead and drop a like on this video. Okay, let's get to the final story here. Nolan Smith, could he be a draft target for the Chiefs at number 31 overall, or maybe in a trade-up scenario, because I don't think he falls to round 2? Well, CBS Sports has dropped a new mock draft, and they have the Chiefs drafting Nolan Smith, the edge out of Georgia. Here's Pete Prisco, who did this mock draft. He wrote this up saying they lost Frank Clark in free agency, and in their scheme, they need a player who can go along with George Karlaftis and Charles Omenihu up front. Smith is an explosive player who can help as a situational rusher in year 1. You look at his relative athletic score provided by MathBomb. Great follow on Twitter at MathBomb. Go check these guys out. Green is elite. Red is not good. Well, the red he has is his height and weight for an edge rusher. He's 6'2", 238, but he's super explosive. Vertical, broad jump, elite, 40-yard dash. I mean, the guy ran a 4.39 at 238 pounds. I mean, he can really, really move. But historically, Steve Spagnuolo has wanted 6'4", 6'5", 270-pound edge rushers in this 4-3 system. Can Nolan Smith, despite being that, even though he is that freak athlete, fit the bill in Kansas City in a 4-3 scheme at 6'2", 238. He's really more of a 3-4 outside linebacker in terms of measurables. Now, I think measurables can be overrated sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, just draft a good player. Like, I think back to a great example, I think it was 2016, 2017 when the Dallas Cowboys drafted Taco Charlton over TJ Watt because of scheme fit. Well, sometimes that gets you burned, and I like Nolan Smith a lot. But I'm just telling you historically what type of edge rushers Spags is valued. And it's not been guys that are 6'2", 238. It's guys who are 6'5", 275. So we will see if Smith is even an option for Kansas City. I'd be interested because of his explosiveness. He's a great run stopper as well. But we'll see if the Chiefs are actually intrigued at the end of the day. Now, who do you want the Chiefs to draft in round 1 of the NFL draft? Let me know in the comments section down below. Do you want a receiver, an edge? Drop a name, drop a position, drop both in the comments section. All right, folks, appreciate you for tuning in to today's video. Hit that subscribe button, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. More coverage to come. I'm Harrison Graham signing off here on the Chiefs Report.